Well, after a very swift first map, we're ready to go with EG's pick of Inferno. The question becomes, will Mythic win around this time?
That's kind of harsh, but
look, man, they got
true,
16-0
right?
on their own map pick. Everything is up in the air right now.
Nah, I can't disagree with you. That was very, very rough. They did not look present at all throughout the entire map. It was all EG all the way. So we're here on Inferno, a map that Mythic has played a ton historically, but they are currently on a 5-game losing streak on the map. And we'll see if they can crack that losing streak. But as it stands, Junior already gets the opening frag. Now he's looking for a follow-up. Flom wants the fight, but ends up backing off for the time being. There's lots of presence on B, so EG have to be careful, and there you go. Flom with the response. Maybe a second coming through. A great flashbang from Hex for himself, but it yields nothing.
Was actually set up from the bottom of Banana, but it is going to funnel them in towards this site. Cooper all 180ing. Walko couldn't find the headshot. Now he's got bomb control. That actually would have been a huge moment if Cooper goes down to get a bomb plant, but as it is instead now, it will be a commanding pistol round for Mythic. Not just a round win, a very solid one. No bomb plant out for EG, and it works as they drew it up, right? The double dually play down Banana works for the aggression, and Cooper holding up well as the solo site anchor over on A. He was in a tough spot, and he delivered.
Yeah, it was fantastic. For Mythic, we didn't see a single round like that on Ancient. Of course, it didn't win a round, but even in terms of competitiveness, it wasn't there. Finally, they go on to Inferno. They put, Ancient in the rearview mirror and say, forget about that map, guys. We're here on Inferno, and we're going to dominate from beginning to end and return the favor on the 16-0, right? They're going to turn the tables. We'll see. Perhaps we shouldn't go that far, but at least Mythic kicking things off here with a bang. Freakazoid waiting with the A1S towards Banana. He's got support as well, and Cooper's going to get first contact on Junior, takes him down to 44. And EG are going to reroute as a result. They're walking into an MP9 and an A1S, and Freakazoid could farm some frags.
Looks like he's going to. A massacre here, unfortunately, for Mythic. Most of them come with the rifle, but still 2 kills in there with the SMG. Some money made up early, and no damages, no blemishes means they're going to be set up very well to cope with this first gun round. Investment, Galil's almost across the board. Rush breaking the symmetry here, and eventually, I guess someone's going to tell Hex that he needs to buy armor still. Nope, apparently not.
Nope.
All right, Hex is walking naked out of spawn wondering, hey, why do I still have 1450 in the bank? And no one has pointed that out to him, so this is going to be fun. Let's see if Hex gets melted by this SMG.
There's no logical reason for this decision. I think it's just a complete
He just forgot.
mistake. Yeah, he forgot.
Just forgot. He thinks he has armor right now. He has no idea. I know we've gone beyond the buy window, so no chance to rectify the mistake. Let's see if it haunts them. It's actually good for him that he's going to be the lurk, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility he just doesn't get implicated until the round's already decided.
I mean, maybe they tell him, hey, you don't have armor, stay as a lurk, right? Trying to adapt to the situation.
I still don't think it would. Kill out for Coop. Rush, trading it. And taking this space means that it's major problems for Flom in the pit. But actually, they're leaving him alone. On the smoke fade, this fight's going to be huge. Freak and Cooper. Sorry, Freak and Rush, rather, and Freakazoid wins it out. Great placement there. Where my mind's going. As it is, a funnel in towards the B site with no second punch to it. George down, Hex melted. And that is a pretty swift defeat.
Wow.
EG, when they look back at the tape, are going to realize they had a prime opportunity to take A, but the decision to rotate cost them.
This is, I mean, how many times we talked about this? I feel like a broken record, but the mid-rounding for EG on Inferno oftentimes puts them in so many bad situations because they make decisions that they shouldn't. In that case, so much ground gained on A, probably should have just gone for the simple hit and pincered on forward. Instead, they double all the way back to Banana. They try to get into the B site and get shut down by Freakazoid again. He was now 7-0, so looking pretty solid for him. And there's going to be a fight here down mid. Walko gets flummed. Why does George have a sawed-off? I don't know, but we'll see if it works out. Yeah.
We were talking about how disciplined they were in last map, and now George has a sawed-off. Honestly, for the apartment place, not the worst in the world. No, he likes the creative guns, and Hate likes the creative slaughter. Well done there. George also has a Tech 9.
That helps.
It does. Certainly. Oh my goodness, George, he doesn't even see the last guy. He's just spamming. George, what is that? Unreasonable right now, and it's going to get them a bomb plant, and this is going to be George getting his 4th kill of the round. So sawed off or no, all he needs is the pistol to get things done.
That's the round? All right. George, yeah, didn't even use a sawed off, right? Like you said, just the Tech 9 comes out, does all the damage, and I think he might have fired a shot with the shotgun before just to make noise, or I don't even know. I heard it go off, and then after that, it's just the Tech 9 that he uses moving forward, and then picks up an M4 off the ground. So fantastic work from George. A 4K for him. He's got more frags than his entire team just in that one round so far here on Inferno. So well played from him. As the nade connects onto Cooper. That's well, the opposite for Mythic, right? Not that good. They left too much space over in the apartments and then got flanked out trying to get back into Arch, and it was pretty bad. And luckily, I would say, for EG, as George connects on the player through the smoke, and that's just, of course, the opposite for Mythic. All right, let's see if Evil Geniuses are going to be able to get down Banana here, and, well, they are. It's still a buy-up for Mythic, who had enough money in the tank to get the op and the 4A1Ss. And now Waco's going to get that bomb picked up off the ground. 3 players already pushed up here for EG towards top mid. Util's going to start flying out. Cooper's blinded. He almost gets tagged here, but he does manage to escape for now.
They're up on the angle. They're holding this. He can get around the corner. It doesn't really land. So Cooper, unblinded, going to be able to reset as well for the second shot. Nicely done from Coop. Means that this foray in towards A is completely rebuffed. It's all about what Hex can do here. That's a nice thing to do. Great headshot on. Need to try and slow him down, allow Freakazoid the chance to reposition, but he smoked out. So this is likely a bomb plant coming through for EG.
Oh.
Freak makes the Hail Mary play off of Flom's flashbang, and Flom actually does collect on it. Just through the smoke. All down. Oh, no, never mind. Flom denies it, knowing the angle onto that fountain peak, knowing his Molotov denied the traditional bomb plant. That is a smart bit of play from the savvy veteran in Flom.
I was going to say exactly that, you know, realizing, of course, that the bomb couldn't be planted where it was initially planned by EG. They need to make the readjustment. It's behind fountain, and he puts the pressure on. I thought he might have just let them plant, and then they would have known where to go for the retake, but instead, he just takes the fight and denies the plant entirely. Wow. Mythic isolate the round victor for EG, which was such an unlikely round in the first place. That's the one you want to build momentum off of if you're EG, but not going to happen. Mythic up to 4 and look like a entirely different team coming here onto the second map, which has happened for them in the past before, of course. And, well, Freakazoid is going to take down Hex, just pistols for EG, and I don't know if EG want to go down Banana anymore on any round because Freak has been very tough to deal with. Now he's coming up on the flank to do some more damage.
1, 2, and it's 3 kills now on the floor. Mythic storming through this one. So, all right, the question no longer becomes, will they win a round? The question is, how far can they take this CT side? Because right now, EG have not gotten a whole lot of punch into these rounds, have they, John?
No, not at all. It feels like I kind of was alluding to at the beginning, the reverse of Ancient here.
I'm not willing to go that far. I'm not willing to go that far just yet. But it is sort of the classic EG problems that we get on this map, where it's like it's a little play by the checklist, right? Where sometimes it feels like they're going through the motions of some of these takes, and you're not necessarily getting the dynamic play like we had in George's let me just yeet out of the apartments with a Tech 9 round.
I would even say that they're just overthinking it constantly, right? Instead of going for a simple play, they try to make it overcomplicated. They rotate back and forth. Whenever there's some kind of challenge on either bomb site, they tend to rotate off and go around, and that becomes readable at a certain point. So
what you're saying is rush B?
No.
What I'm hearing is rush B. Halls pop? Halls pop?
I would rather a Halls pop than a rush B, if I'm being honest. Like, rush B is not the answer. Ever. I don't think rush B is ever the answer.
Look, I've got 2 strats that I call on this map. Strat 1, rush B. Strat 2, Halls pop. So what I'm saying is, tag me in for the IGL. Boost up. Junior's looking for this. Oh, he pulled off the ankle. And actually hex sliding right back in. Gives Cooper what he was looking for. There's the opening pick.
That's fantastic. Mythic find another opener, and that's what they were completely missing, of course, on Ancient. They got 1, maybe 2 opening picks throughout the 16 rounds that we played there. Rush. Trying to get something going. And there's one for Junior. Okay, the response comes through. He wins the op-v-op duel, which, to be honest, we haven't actually seen that much of throughout this series yet so far. 4v4, a chance for EG to crack through. I mean, you find the frag on A. Maybe they're expecting a rotation to come through, and they're not entirely wrong.
They're faking this. It is going to be 2-2 towards whichever direction they go, but Freak's a little bit pulled back. Where's the util? Shock has a lot of it, but he's got all of it. Freak has nothing to throw in support, so it's all going to be about Truck Lover. He's going to deposit a Molotov to stall this out, but the smokes it down. Have a chance to make a move here, and Truck Lover is dumping this util to try and get away, to try and stay alive here, and he'll be able to do nothing of the sort. Now locked out of the site. Freakazoid trying to play the spam game, but it's George who comes out on top. The bomb is going down. And despite all of these rounds won, the money is not in a place where Mythic can attempt this retake.
No, yeah. They need to wait for the next round before activating these rifles, especially the op. You want to keep that either in Flom's hands or Cooper's. Probably going to be dropped for Cooper once this round ends. But EG, that's a very nice take of B. And the thing for Mythic is, yes, you know, Truck Lover's tossing all that util to try and slow them up, but they don't have much information at all. So they don't even know when Evil Geniuses are going to get to the bomb site. By the time they're there, Truck's already dead. So, yeah. Second round picked up by EG, and they have kept the economy relatively honest here for Mythic, but it will be a buy across this next round. Some great early signs for Mythic on Inferno, but now EG perhaps starting to get into their comfort zone.
I mean, that's how all of these rounds were supposed to go. That's how that last one went, right?
Yes.
You pick on one side, and then you rotate off of that. You deploy a little bit of utility to keep the players frozen up, and then you hit the light side.
The thing is, that's what they're always doing, right?
Yeah. It feels like sometimes the smoothness between those transitions isn't necessarily there, and they're a little bit readable. And especially if you lose that initial pick, the fallback plan isn't always quick to go into action.
Well,
got hate up in the ROP spot.
It's a good setup to deny if they try to take bracket control, but that's not what they're really going for here on the EG side, and there is a glaring hole in the defense of Mythic on A, and that is towards apartments. Someone could easily slip through here if they're careful and quiet.
Often they do go for the balcony play. Only seen it once so far this game, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen here either. Spam battle here into the boiler. But it is going to be the opening pick for Walco. Hate sticking around. Once you've revealed that position, you can't stick around very long. It's very vulnerable. So that's going to send the op backing away. Cooper wants to get towards the pit or the site. I'll stake his claim towards site proper. Look at this rotation. Look at everybody here. There's still 40 seconds. This is crazy for Mythic.
This is where that rotation would be so incredible for EG, but we're not going to get it. Numbers are here on the Mythic side. Flom gets tagged down at 38. Time is ticking away. EG have to make their move, and as mentioned, all 4 Mythic players lined up. Connects, get a 2K. Almost. George pitches in and finds his 2K, and it's over, Mike. Oh my goodness. EG just slaughtering everyone the minute they walked onto that site.
Mythic knew. But what they didn't know, they had the numbers there. They had the read, but what they didn't know is that George got in the pit. He jumps out as the flashbang blooms, so no one spots him getting into mini pit. And that is a massive error there for Mythic. Just dismantles the rest of the take, the rest of the retake, rather. Tough one for Mythic there. And the money is going to be in a very tough spot.
Yeah, I mean, that was the gap that was there the entire round. Yes, they finally got all 4 players on the site, but they just didn't get the visibility into the apartments they needed, largely in part because, well, they didn't have the information earlier, and the flashbang was perfect, as you mentioned, allowing George to drop down into the mini pit. Timeout's going to be called here. Let's see who it's by. This timeout is brought to you by Mythic. Want to talk things over. Figure out what's going to happen here. It's obviously this round likely not much because, well, they're just going to be on some pistols. Flom has the MP9 and the armor, but outside of that, yeah, EG will have a decisive edge. Oh, George. I was going to say, maybe he'll bring the chicken along. Instead, no. He's cooking some chicken.
He's bloodthirsty, man. Bloodthirsty. Got the multi-kill rounds. He's gotten 7 of his 8 kills in 2 rounds. It was a 2-piece from Pit in the last one. It was the 4K.
Yeah, that's right.
4 as well.
6 of 8, right?
No. 4 plus. Oh, you're right. Counting's hard. Maybe you got a 3K. I'm going to say you got a 3K in that pit round. I wasn't paying attention to it. Well, he's going to get one here. 9th kill on the board. Almost looked like he was going to get caught off guard, but quick on the trigger, that George. Now Bragg's control has been established. It's not much to defend here. What can the MP9 do? Gets 1, gets 2. Here we go, but the overwhelm.
Yeah.
He's never going to get more.
And now they got nada. Just some USPs. You might as well try and get some frags or go for some exits maybe. Upgrade to a rifle if you get a frag. But it's still going to be very difficult. Truck levers going around here. I mean, they'll have a couple of crosshairs pointing in the same direction. Maybe. Nah. Well, either way, 4th round picked up by Evil Geniuses. We have Freakazoid tucking in here in the apartments, and that's it.
Indeed.
Not much to break down there. Flom makes it interesting with the MP9. If he gets a 3rd, perhaps his team can come back in here. But, I mean, again, they didn't have the firepower. And look, they're just so soft and easy to take down. Malco goes down to the bomb at least, so that'll help out Mythic in terms of doing economic damage. The thing is, that doesn't matter too much when you have 5K or more across the board.
And here's going to be an interesting round for Mythic, right? They've got the guns back up, but the util's not all there. The Molotovs specifically. Right. They've only got 2 of them. They put them on Truck and Flom. Oh, a 3rd is well picked up for Freaks. No, it's actually just tossed over. So these Molotovs are specifically being prioritized for the bomb site, as one would expect. But it does mean that they're going to be a little bit more hesitant to take this deep banana control. So they've sent out this bottom B smoke, but Hex has taken the space regardless, and now they're using Molotov to try and clear it back in, but Hex deletes Cooper. That play a little bit telegraphed off of the util. That's a big first scalp to find. The AWP can be retrieved. Truck will transport it further back towards the site, but all those nades spent when they're very precious. Just a body lost, and Freak goes in, sending good money after bad. It's looking dire for Mythic in round number 10.
Yeah, no question. I mean, once EG gets that opening frag, we already mentioned it, but they get a lot more comfortable into their rounds. And, well, I mean, you saw it there. They get the first. Junior walks around the corner, find the second. Look where George is. I mean, Truck Lover has no chance with George that far up into Arch, and he goes down. And no response at all from Mythic. Both players on the A site, they're just saving at this point. There's no way they challenge any further. I mean, if they can, because George is still sticking around. Oh, George.
Thinking about killing that chicken, but instead he'll settle for Flom. Oh, player in the pit. George not going to win that one. I think we figured out where Hate was shooting from in time.
Really doesn't like those chickens, Mike.
All right, gotta take him out. Got a vendetta. His father was killed by a chicken. Forgive him. Oh, that's a filthy shot from Walco.
Yeah.
Gets his bell rung, but answers back in turn. And we are all tied up here.
Wow. Yeah, after that hot start from Mythic, EG have pulled off. Is it 5 in a row? No, it's not 5 in a row because they got 1 round and then Mythic got that 4th right afterwards. So yeah, 4 in a row in favor of Evil Geniuses, and they really have tilted things in their favor. There's no question. Mythic now onto a pistol buyout.
Here's one of the things, folks, for you watching at home. One of the secrets, I would say, of experience is in the current meta of Counter-Strike. You can kind of section a game into the first 6 rounds and then the remainder. And often, not always, but often, the first 6 rounds don't really tell you that much about how a game's going to go.
Like, that would be not the case on Ancient.
No, I mean, that was just an abject slaughter. It's a little different. But you get a kill here for Truck Lover off of the Deagle. A little something, something, something. And wow, that attack on the Hex as well. That's a little something, something more problem is this flank on banana section off by the AWP. Gonna retake this space very comfortably. Around the corner. He's a dead man. Indeed, they were gonna shoot him down before he went around the corner. So Cooper and Truck, try as they might, should have no opportunity for real success here unless they get a banger pistol play. Truck Lover, this is gonna need to be better than that ace.
I have faith in him, Mike. Let's go, Truck Lover. Let's get those headshots.
Is about to break down.
Nah,
Hold a flat.
Cooper
just wants damage.
Doesn't have a kit. Yeah, I think he just wants to keep them on the site, right? And, well, won't matter. He goes down. George the headshot. 6-5 as EG take their first lead on Inferno, and they're having a little fun too, giving some love taps at the end of the round. And Evil Geniuses are going to have the full utility, no problem at all. Their money's looking great. On the other side, though, not exactly the same story, but it is enough to get a full belt of util for 3 of the 5 players, and Flom is only 1 short. Cooper, of course, wants to get the op up and running, so he sacrifices it, but it doesn't matter that much for him. He's not the one who's usually tossing that util for the squad. Hex. He's trying to win this banana battle by himself, but he's got Junior behind him. Cooper, what a peek there, out of the window, and the shot right into Walco's chest. That makes it a quick 5v4 for Mythic.
That's a big help. That's a big help. It's been a world of difference here for Walco. Not quite the unkillable man here on Inferno, and Cooper finds himself 1 more. Good with that AWP. 12-8 is the scoreline. The brothers Abadir have good maps on either side of the map. Freakazoid as well. Coming in strong. The old 11-6. But there's a big opener. Now Freakazoid's going to be tested, but he's up to it. He's up to the test. He gets a Molotov down as well, so he can't be chased. Junior wanted to test it, wanted to challenge the molly, but he could do nothing of the sort. And the bomb's not even grouped up with him. He still wants his kill. He knows where Freak is, but he doesn't realize so many other players are here, so he's just got to give this up. Won't do it, though. Stubborn. Like a dog with a bone in his teeth. He does not want to back away, and so he will leave himself vulnerable to Cooper's AWP, and that's a heck of a round from Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, that's the type of round that Mythic needs from him if they want to pick up a map here up against the Evil Geniuses, and they are now tied up again 6-6. The problem is they need another one of those rounds to come through because the Evil Geniuses still have plenty of cash. They fully bought up and can probably buy up again even if they lose this round, given how much they built up. 4AK is the op there, and Mythic will finally have full util across the board as well. It's going to be 2 A1Ss, 2 AKs, which will help their defensive end, and the AWP for Coop, who does lead the scoreboard for his squad, back to his usual spot in that regard. Hexed. Molotov blooms in front of him, so he'll have to wait in logs for now. Nades coming through. Mythic leaving the B site a little lighter than they have in previous rounds, but Cooper's going to get the opener again. This time it's on to George. But Evil Geniuses, well, seeing that happened, they have a lot of space gained already towards the B site. They spotted a Truck Lover. They might keep it simple this time, and indeed they are. They're charging up.
They got the space. They've got this ground. They realize he's playing for the cross as well. And in towards the site they go. They're a little paranoid that something else is going on here.
Yeah.
But they're all good. Bomb will cross. Bomb's going down. Trying to avoid that Molotov this time around. But indeed it is planted. Molly's a little bit late. Walko's able to get away.
3 nades. Wow.
Ton of utility committed. They wanted to try and kill that planter before the smoke's faded. That's a big find for Junior. And, oh, only the leg on the next. Thought he had Cooper dead to rights, but Cooper lives. He dominates. So, no tough retake without the AWP. Walko wants to fight. He's got damage, but no kills. And here from the pillar, only 1. It's all under rush. Isolates, but cannot capitalize. Can't execute. And so Mythic, a hard-fought round, but a round for them nonetheless.
Yeah, and it's Cooper again who comes out with some of the key heroics, right? In that battle against Junior, I mean, a little lucky that the shot was into his leg and did not take him down. He survives with 2 HP, but still then he is able to, again, capitalize, getting another frag on the retake, and then helping his team find a 7. Just those little things make a difference. If Junior hits that shot, I think it could be easily closed out by EG. Instead, it's Mythic surviving with 3 and getting a 7th round for themselves. Hex gonna toss that early util again, up banana. Uh-oh, Cooper being a little too aggressive, caught in no man's land. Walco takes him down with the Galil 5v4 for EG, and this is where they like to operate.
Oh, if that molly hadn't hit the smoke,
Yeah.
Hex is a goner. But a flashbang there from Junior. Nimble, he dodged. Truck Lover still gets the kill. Now he's got the space as well. So the advantage dissolved. Wrapped up. EG back on. Behind legs. Still taking ground though. Third player's been drawn over here on the smoke fade. Freakazoid tucked to the nook. This could be huge.
Could be. We'll see if it is.
Smoke's gone.
Welcome.
They're going slow. They're watching for this. Question
Yeah.
of patience. Free castaway for the contact to come in towards site so that they're distracted. And here it does. Big kill from Hate. That might sell it. Now the poke back out. Lom is watching and he's cleaning up as well. Junior slinking away. Wanted nothing to do with this one. And he's trying to backpedal into a save position, but I'm not sure that Mythic's going to allow him the opportunity.
Yeah, we've talked about this before with the Mythic squad, but they have a ton of experience, right? Veteran players pretty much throughout the entire roster except for Hate and Truck Lover, but the other 3 certainly know how to recover from a tough map loss. Doesn't get any tougher than 16-0, and well, they've shown us here that they, of course, still have a lot left in them. Picking up 8 rounds on Inferno could be 9 here because the money has actually finally run out for the Evil Geniuses. So it'll be a little bit scrappy on their side, but should still be able to pull together enough util. The question is if they have enough firepower to take care of Mythic into this round. 15th and final round of play in this first half. Already 1-0 in favor of EG, but Mythic are trying to push this to a map number 3, which will be on overpass if we get there. Truck Lover tosses the nade on forward, and Evil Genius are ahead of it, and they take him down. Could also find his teammate in Freakazoid, who's trying to duck and cover, does get one, and gets back into cover to try and reset. Finds the second, looking for the third, but not going to get that. Bomb plant likely coming through. Walco gets lucky with the spam through the smoke. A good lineup, in fact, and a 3v2.
And the bomb planted. Most importantly, perhaps, they still got deep B control. So George is going to be able to hold on to this position for the post plant. Guarantee that no one's coming from this way. Flashbang's going to rain in here for Mythic, but there's no more damaging utility in that Molotov. That is punishing a little wide, but that's a big kill to find for Junior. Puts all the pressure on Hate and time ticking down. He's got to make his move now. Slide around the coffins. This angle. George, though, will not miss his shot, so we'll close the gap to 1 as we hit the halftime break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Counter-Strike. That's what we're here for, John.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, love me some Counter-Strike, Mike. At the 8-7 in favor of Mythic. They take the half after, well, I mean, what was a very tough ancient for them. Great to see that bounce back. But now, I mean, Evil Geniuses, it's not even arguable. You know, their T side is definitely not as good as their CT side on this map. So 7 rounds for them on T side is, in fact, excellent. We'll see if they can capitalize on that and really shut Mythic down. Junior, of course, not able to have that much of an impact on T side, but now he's on the CT side of the map, and this is really when he gets going. George, waiting with the dualies at Banana. Utility was tossed there, but it was just decoy. Not the decoy grenade, decoy flash. Flom is going to get one. Freakazoid the second. They've taken the A side almost, but look who's here. Junior gets 1-2, looking for the third now. Can he find it? Oh, almost a little bit rough, and he could get taken down here. They don't wide swing him yet. He continues to fight away, waiting for the reinforcements to come, and now they're here. They're going to swing around onto Mythic. Freakazoid and Hate trying to survive. Towards the 30 bullets available, and he's got 2 frags. Looking for the last one onto Cooper. Cooper can clutch this. 1v2 down to a 1v1. Junior denies it. There we go. Evil Geniuses off to the races with their first round victory.
You say off to the races. I say, whoo-hoo-hoo. That was a nail biter. That was a nail biter. Junior having to reload a battle of who actually had more ammo in those moments. And now, the score knotted up. Junior with that many kills rips off the AWP. You kidding me here?
Oh, wow.
All right. Okay. Didn't realize he was that kind of loaded, but let's see what he's got. Gotta mean that he has no utility for it.
Wow.
His teammates bring the nades.
I mean, the risk is, right, you have to go for no head armor.
He's going for the peak.
Usually that's okay, but they don't have AKs. They only have 1, not 4.
That's still all right. Still spicy. I think he has rattled off a shot, though, so they might be aware there's an AWP, which does change things. Part of the surprise factor might be that they'd be more willing to challenge like an arch angle. They didn't think there was an op here. Freaks gained a ton of space early on as well, but Hex capitalizes. He'd seen Hex, but he didn't realize he was vulnerable to that Haycart peak, or maybe just didn't expect it to come through. So that's a cheeky one, and it's going to send Mythic back the other way.
Yeah, that's a good start for Evil Geniuses. They do have the op of Junior still posted up at Arch. And he could start to do some damage if Mythic decide to challenge us, and it feels like they will. I mean, they have the one player already in the apartment, so they want to gain that space on Arch, and Junior's actually giving it up. He's going to go back to B. That's some good util usage from Mythic to really throw Evil Geniuses for a loop.
They haven't seen anything. There was one nade earlier, but I mean, that flashback in was from the EG side. I don't know what they're reading here.
I didn't realize, yeah.
Junior's coming back in, but now he's further off the angle. Still going to be able to keep them from going for the arch trap.
Yeah.
They do have a flashbang, but they've just committed it. So now there's no more util. It's all about the dry play. Junior gets the first. Players past his angle. Hey, might catch him off guard, but Walko's come back in to support. This is supposed to be a B split. So the question becomes, what does he get here? And he's getting a lot. Oh my goodness. He got too much. George, big one. Walko, a follow-up, and Hate's too late. Hate is too late, and Junior figures it out in time.
Junior, the op purchase paying off here, because now he can carry it over. Doesn't have to reinvest into this round, and the rest of his team actually looking pretty good as well. 9-8 for Evil Geniuses. Mythic didn't work out on the force buy, so now they're on to a pistol buy up. Truck lever with the Tech 9. A little bit of armor will likely be spread out across the team, but in fact, it might only be truck lever get armor. Freak that's investment as well. It goes well below the 2K mark as a result. Thing is, lost on this 900, so they'll be okay regardless. Junior, he wants that opener, loves to play down mid, and well, he decides not to overpeak there. Probably the right idea. Considering that there could be deals on the other side. There is one. Hex trying to support his opper. He fires away here, but Junior doesn't need the help. He gets one. Hex comes around, and he finds himself one as well, but it's Rush with the FAMAS do the damage. Hate the last one standing.
Easy collections coming through. So Hate the remaining player. You know what they say. Don't hate the player. Hate the round. If you're a Mythic fan, because it didn't work out for them at all.
No.
This That represents 2 rounds in a row where it stayed fully clean for the Evil Geniuses. So that bank, it do be building. That cash, it do be flowing. The Evil Geniuses, they do be eviling. I should have said the Geniuses,
Sure.
they do be eviling. I got most of the way there, John.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Happens sometimes.
It's okay. Timeouts happen too, and that's what's going to be called here. Played by Mythic again. Maybe wanting to talk things over. 10-8 in favor of EG. Mythic have still not won a T round here in this series. Trying to change that with the 4 AKs and the AWP. Evil Geniuses again looking very, very solid on their defense. In no small part thanks to Junior, of course, who's been great with the AWP. And I think Walco has started to activate a little bit more in the second half than he did in the first. EG looking to put a stop to Mythic's momentum here on this map and end it at 2 maps instead of going to a third. Freakazoid, look at this. He's already jumped down Banana. He's ahead of the smoke, but not the Molotov. And look at the damage he takes just to get this positioning. I think it's worth it, perhaps, overall, but he has to be very careful with how he approaches this peak.
I mean, he's going to face into the op, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, he's going to be deleted. That is going to pull a second player over. It's a 3-man setup here by the porch. An interesting one. Playing anti-flash.
Yeah.
They're very ready for this. Here comes the play. Here comes the peek. Cooper gets the 1, but the trade is instant. The question is the balcony player. Who's watching for this? And they're not at all. They're not expecting it, but damage enough elsewhere that just won't necessarily matter. Truck Lover, he's on his own. And he's just trying to make the heat play through the smoke. There are gaps. Truck Lover praying a kill comes his way. Walko's got him. No chances, no opportunities, no prayers answered.
Yeah, that's just a really good angle for Walco to hold, given the situation, all the smokes that have been thrown. There's that one gap where, I mean, just Truck Lover couldn't get past without being exposed to Walco, and Walco played it well, 11-8 in favor of the Evil Geniuses. Nothing really working there for Mythic. Yes, Truck Lover manages to get in on the back lines and find the space. The thing is, when his teammates tried to go in through into bracket, nothing happened. They all fell by the wayside, and I think it almost would have been better for them to wait for Truck Lover and see what he could do instead of pushing out there and leaving Truck Lover by his lonesome in such a great position. Evil Geniuses, 3 players up here onto the A site, 2 towards B. Incendiary tossed immediately to try and deny any presence that might be there at B, but it's only Flom. And what a shot from Truck Lover. His Deagle sings again to take down Hex, and Mythic's just going to try and send it off of that. Junior misses the shot as well. This is the opening they were looking for.
You're hitting some, but he's overwhelmed on the site, and there's the chance for the bomb plant there. That missed opportunity. With Freak peeking with the utility out is going to haunt them. This one's looking like it might be settled business. The money's not great from EG, and they're going to play the long game here. They're not a team to get coaxed into an unnecessary retake. So indeed, you can see how timid they're being. Right on the borders here. Maybe just looking for some exit frags, but this is a heck of a round to burst on through. Truck Lover with 3 huge kills off the deke, John. That is what it's all about. The hand cannon.
Do like them headshots, and well, the round is done. I think here, as George was just looking for some damage there, and it might have been enough for both players to die. It was. So, I mean, clean sweep on the board for the Mythic players, but they do get the round at the very least, even if it is extremely costly, and they have plenty of money to buy up anyway. So 9th round picked up. They finally get a T-side round. And now, Evil Geniuses, they're okay. They built up their bank really well in the early goings in the second half, so it will still be a full-on buy-up for them. But great on Mythic, and a pistol round to come out and do that is impressive, and they have Truck Lover to thank for pretty much everything. Freakazoid dipping his toes in the Molotov again. He wants to gain this early space. This time not really punished. So he's up and okay, Walco fluffs the spray a little bit. Freakazoid manages to escape down to 37 HP. And Mythic might want to reset off of that. I don't know if they want to go to the B site. They are indeed rotating towards A. 3 players up mid, 1 towards the apartments, and Freakazoid's likely going to join the mid push here as Flom's tossing the smoke arch side. It's telegraphing a lane play.
Bit play. That nade somehow doesn't kill everybody. Where did the nade go?
I don't know.
Alright, well, I guess Hex absorbed all of that HE. And everyone's going to freeze for a moment. Just enough to make me nervous. Here comes the shift back through utility exchange here. Mythic trying to find a little bit of a gap. 35 seconds. Time started to become an issue. You got to wonder when those B players are going to get active. The answer is now. There's 25 seconds of extra salvo utility in, but the opening pit goes the way of EG. And Hex finding a second as well. They still haven't revealed that George has been sitting here this entire time. He's the ace in the hole. They kill Hex. It could be a lie, but they're not even going to need him. They're not going to need him at all. It's clean.
That's crazy.
For EG.
Yeah, George, like you said, not even required to get a frag in that round. Extremely clean for EG, which is bad news for Mythic. I mean, they just waited a little bit too long, but full credit to EG for pacing their utility well and making it tough for Mythic to even think about an advance. And once they did, I mean, Hex was there for the answer, gets a couple, and no one really is able to set foot at all onto that site. So 12-9 for EG. They isolate the round victory for Mythic and force them back onto what will be a pistol buy with a hero AK in the mix in Truck Lover's hands. We'll see how much of a difference that can make. Certainly has proven in the past that he can tap some heads with it, and they're going to need a lot of that here. George spamming through the smoke gets Freakazoid, looking for a second potentially as Flom gets tagged down to 30, but he will indeed survive. Still opening frag found for EG, and the bomb is dropped behind Mythic just so they can see if they can gain some space. It doesn't really happen, and nade connects onto Walco, taking him down to 42. As it stands, well, there is something that Mythic's trying to do here on the site. Unfortunately, it doesn't get to a boil. His truck is going to get one, but not much space gain.
They don't realize it, but it was a path to a bomb plant.
Yeah.
They rocketed up short. There was an opportunity there, but withdrawing back in towards the apartments cedes that chance. They, of course, could not have known, or could they have expected that EG would gamble so much over towards the arch side. Just found a bit of space. He's going to see how far he can take this. And he's drawing his teammates back over as well, but it might be a bit of a trap. Question is, can he hit this shot on George? He knows he's here. He's seen George jiggling. And there it is. There's the headshot. There's the Ripper. Utility to get back through. Walco trying to find the space, but he can't die. And the thing is, they don't have any smokes for the cross, but Junior can't hit the shot. Oh, loses the duel out to Truck Lover, and now there's a real chance at this round. Bomb is down. There's no retake utility either. This is all going to be about the guns. Very viable now for Mythic. Can they capitalize on this prime opportunity to keep themselves in the game? I thought Rush was about to take out his teammate with that crosshair plate.
I did too.
Truck Lover instead. What do you got for us, Rush? Roll back the years. It's Inferno. It's your map, but it's a crossfire that you cannot break.
I mean, Truck Lover single-handedly twice has ensured victory for Mythic. This time a 4K with the AK. Didn't need the headshots, but still got the job done regardless. He's up to 15. He isn't the leader on the scoreboard, but certainly in terms of impact frags in the second half, he is at the top for Mythic, helping them get into double digits and really resetting the economy for EG. They don't want to overinvest here. That's a little bit of a conservative call, but it makes sense because in the next round, Junior will be able to buy up with the green and everyone else will get onto the rifle. So Falco has enough money to justify the MP9 and a couple pieces of util, a little bit of armor as well. And it gives EG a chance at pulling off this eco. Mythic have the decided edge. Nade going to sail through here into Banana. Flom looking around, going to find a target. Have some over-aggression from EG. And that could happen from Welko, but he instead tucks himself next to the sign bags. So quiet, you could hear a pin drop here, Mike.
It really is. No noise, no action. Only 45 seconds left to go, so Mythic better get a move on. And here's the motion. Oh, the timing, the patience. The timing on that peak is brutal out from Junior. Drops the one. Now pressure on. Everybody's here for the Evil Geniuses. They've rotated the bodies on through. And Mythic stalling out. This could be risky. 2 players in late towards the site.
Nice.
Everybody here. 20 seconds. You better go. Freak down. Everybody's coming from the same angle, and this is a massacre. It's getting wild. It's getting spicy, but at the end of the day, with 13 seconds to spare, Hate will find the shot he needs.
Wow, so very close. I love that setup from EG. The perfect read. They get the boost up player, Hext, who's kind of lit, and it's the best spot for him to play. He can support well from that position. And then they get another player right below him, and the double crossfire is perfect. The thing is, Hate was just a little bit better. It's a very costly round for Mythic, but they get the 11th. They're 1 round closer to tying this up and potentially taking the lead again. But this time, Evil Genius will have a lot more than pistols. They've got their full buy back. Nades again, as usual, back and forth here on Banana. Freak switch charged up, and he gets the opening frag on the George. Tries to flick around and take down Walco as well. Does a tiny bit of damage, and now the rest of the team trying to capitalize off of that. Good idea. Walco's lit, and he still gets the frag. Does he get away?
No.
That would have been just robbery if he did. He does go down.
That would have been too much. Too much rush leading into this. Now he's here, so they're looking for it, but he's still going to get the kill. And smoke of his own make. Another as well.
Oh,
okay,
goodness.
Rush. Let him hang. It's all on to Hate now. And he's stuck, and a flank is developing as well. Junior has him hemmed in, so there is no escape. Not that he'd want to, with the bomb down in pool. But you'd imagine as soon as he starts to make noise towards the site, Junior inches forward, and instead, just wait for the peak to come to him. Patience rewarded.
That's just a great wombo combo from Walco and Rush on the B side. Walco gets a couple there. I thought Freakazoid would be able to turn around and honestly do more damage than he did against Walco, but he gets caught off. And then, of course, afterwards, Walco finds himself a second somehow, and then he almost escapes. If he does, it's ridiculous, but Cooper does take him down. The thing is, who else but Rush is there on the site. He dances around and manages to find 2 more and pretty much ends the round at that point. And 13-11 in favor of the Evil Geniuses. Money not exactly there for Mythic, right? Because they continue to lose a lot of bodies, even in the rounds that they're winning. But trying to justify the hero rifle, and why not? It did work the previous time. Flom's going to have it, though. Not that one. Mythic biding their time here, but the thing is they don't have the eco, so they're hoping for some aggression from EG. They get it. The thing is, no shots are going to get connected on by either Freak or Coop. 5v3 just like that. Junior looking for a shot, misses it, and he could go down here. He does. Op upgrade for Hate.
All right, the overwhelm with the pistols onto the AWP. A chance to make something of this. A chance, indeed. And no one is left on A. So this is going to turn into a retake. Hate doesn't even have armor, but with the AWP, that may not matter. And if he can get into pit, oh, this becomes such a strong position. That's exactly what he will do. The retake is super late. Walco and George, they're taking their time with this. They're trying to save the audio cues. No, they're going to go for it. The chance is too prime.
Yeah,
But they got to get a move on. We'll play smoke. Neutralizes a bit of what Hate wants to do. Shifts him off on the angle. Now the retake is on. Good and proper. Truck lover spotted. Forced into the open, but he's finding the damage on the fight, and Hate finds the angle as well. So both survive. An upgrade available, and now we're set up for this to go the distance, John.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's 2v2. I get it. You got to go for the attempted retake. The thing is, just the Mythic had everyone posted up there. Last 2 players just ready and waiting, and, well, they get themselves a 12th, and no guns get carried on over. EG realizing the situation, saying, yep, we're on a double save. We've got to force up and try to make something happen right here. It's going to be 2 Deagles, the Scout, the 5.7, and the MP9. Junior. Pretty potent with it, and wow, what a shot from the Scout. As we're talking about it, he finds Cooper, and there you have it, a 5v4. The thing is, the gun is out of reach, so no upgrade for the EG pistol players just yet.
Still exactly the way you want to get started here to put the pressure on. They've gotten close in some of these eco rounds, right? They put the pressure on for Mythic, but they haven't quite been able to sneak them over the line. That'd be a heck of a time to do so. Junior on the scout, shifting up his angle. Oh, gonna get the tag. Close. Right down low off of that one. Here comes the face. Junior looking for the fight. It's going to be Rush instead to connect. And now Junior finds his.
No way.
This is falling apart. They're getting dismantled. And everybody is dropping by the wayside. Flom has 1 kill, and that is it. At least he has the bomb. But he's hemmed in. His position known. Players watching either side. And here's the face with the deagle. Spot on. So he's forced back towards A. To be a heck of a hurdle to stumble over for Mythic. Felt like they were getting in touching distance of the finish line, and now instead, feeling a bit desperate. George is the outposted mid as well. The one path to a bomb plant is maybe through Walco. And of course, Flom has no idea.
Yeah, and there's so little time, right?
He's going to try it. He's going to risk it over towards B. 10 seconds. All Walco has to do is live. Better yet, kill.
And some free upgrades for the evil geniuses. Look at that. 2 AKs, the A1S, the AWP. That is just rosy for them, given the investment they had into that round. Match going to be called, timeout, excuse me, going to be called here.
This could not have been more disastrous for Mythic. Look at their money. It's atrocious now. You've given the upgrades back to EG. You had the chance to make this a full 30 game at a minimum, and now it has slipped through your fingers.
Yeah, and you see, the thing is with Evil Geniuses, they threw the lure out in front of Mythic's faces with Junior there in Arch. Said, oh, come on, come on, come on. Pull in this direction into Arch, and they do exactly what EG wants. And after that, the swing comes through from Library, more damage done. It keeps Junior alive on top of it to get a second frag. Eventually, he goes down, but that was just absolute perfection from EG, given the buy-up they brought into that. Couldn't ask for more. Freakazoid, Truck Lover, and Cooper. They've got the rifles. Hayden Flom, Tech 9s. It's a serviceable buy-up, but it's going to take a lot for Mythic, and an opening frag seems like almost a necessity for them to find success here. George might hand that to them. Oh no, what a flashbang thrown for himself. Then he eventually gets down in the trade, so that's an upgrade available for Mythic if they continue going down banana, which they absolutely will.
Goodness.
Flom grabs the wheel.
That was a bold peek from Cooper, looking for more. Flom stuck on the corner now. Yes, he might have the gun, but if that nade had landed, he'd be in trouble. Fortunately for him, it didn't. Also, what is happening with Walco? All right, whatever it is, they've cleaned up the lurk on the other side of the map, so it's all about this crossfire here. Rush doesn't even wait for the smokes to fade. He'll just ruin Flom's day straight through it. And now, unless Hate can do something heroic, series point is about to be on deck. And he's going back into the flank that's developing here. And swaps him, deals with the escape.
Wow. Clean from EG there, getting their 15th round, and Mythic now need to win 3 in a row just to push this one to overtime, as EG are on series point. Oh man, and the buy-up. Only Tech 9s for Mythic here. The money's just not there. The way this match went, of course, did not favor their economy coming into this 28th round. Walco waiting here at the B side, and I guess Mythic are just going to full send it with the Tech 9s to B. That's not the answer, unfortunately. George gets 2, Walco 1, and it's all up to Hate and Cooper to try and get a round on the board and keep hope alive on Inferno. But it doesn't feel like it's going to happen, Mike. And it doesn't. George and Walco get the last 2. That'll be it. 16-12 here on Inferno. But at the very least, we saw more, or at least I saw more of that close matchup, Mike, that I was expecting between these two squads. I know you were kind of leaning more towards the EG side, which decidedly a good decision on Ancient, but here it was closer.
Yeah, it's